Winter, spring, summer, fall, seasons change, we still keep it together.
Hey Beverly Hills 90210 fans! Are you ready to dive deep, episode by episode, storyline by storyline, character by character, as we break down the making of your favorite zip code? With your hosts, Charles Rosen.
Did I say that?
Larry
This
Mullins.
heinous thing about the real person, and we're going, what? We're getting rid of this guy.
Pete Ferrero.
I'm feeling wonderful. Kathleen looks TV crush-worthy.
Like so many special guests. And all your questions. Live on the Beverly Hills 90210 show. Oh, yeah.
Okay, the next thing, by the way, welcome to the Beverly Hills 90210 show. The next thing will be a new intro. That's next. That's
new
next.
clip with new little
New
inserts.
clips.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're mixing it up. Chuck, it is so good to have you back. We missed you last week, and much thanks, because if it was not for you, we would not have our Instagram page back. So Larry calls it a Beverly Hills move.
Yeah, inside. Yes, it was a local move. It was I reached out to Avery first because he's invests in that tech world, and I thought maybe he would know someone, and with his got a background. And I forgot that my friends Tony and Janet, their daughter, was able to be someone you'd want to be talking to, and she was great, Annie. So thank you very much.
Annie helped us, and she's helped us twice now. And so we have a new logo, which is this BH 90210 show. I mean, that's probably what it should have been from the beginning. But when we started this in 2020, we thought we would do 3 or 4 of these and see how it played out. Now we're at 153 of them. So did you do more episodes of this podcast, Chuck, than
Oh, I was gone 143. I was out. I think Larry, what was your number?
128.
Yeah,
you've done more podcasts than actual episode of 90210. That's great. Larry, how have you been?
Fine. Everything's good. We have to just get through every day. It's just, a pleasure.
Okay.
Things are good, man. That's all right.
You're telling you're going down to San Diego.
I'm going down to San Diego County.
Oh, amazing.
North San Diego County, Encinitas, on Saturday. I'll be hosting an author event to go over my, I'm reading at and signing autographs at the Artifact bookstore on the Pacific Coast Highway in Encinitas, which is a gorgeous seaside town. And looking forward to that. And, I've been, my other young adult novels, going to be coming out in spring of 2004. And I've been working on a sequel. So I've been busy. It's been fun.
It sounds like you've been busy. So people can people go see you in San Diego?
In Encinitas. Of course.
Okay.
It's a totally open event. I mean, the closest that I know would be maybe Lisa Enriquez, but it's a hall down there. I'm going to stay overnight because it's just too big a hall for me. So, yeah.
Okay.
Should be fun.
All right. So that will be fun. Now, today we're talking about the best of Brenda. Shannon has a new podcast out that I want to just promote. Did you see any clips of this today, Chuck?
I saw a wonderful clip of Shannon with on Good Morning America with Michael Strahan.
Oh, he's there? Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just so life affirming. I was so happy for Shannon. She referenced 90210 did come up near the end of the if she was on for 5-6 minutes, near the end of the piece. And what she really took such great pleasure in was her relationships with Brian and Ian, and how close they've become at this. And she just, she's 52. She looked great. I mean, she looked like somebody who, as we're going to hear from people who got to know her, somebody who this really interesting woman who you'd want to be her friend. And, I just commend her. She just came off great in this interview, and she came off like a very, very, very real person. So I really enjoyed it, and recommend you check it out on YouTube.
The clips from the podcast, and I'm just trying to figure out where to dig that up, but they look really authentic, and honest and raw. I mean, she's just talking about everything. I think the podcast is called Let Me Be Clear, and I'll let the experts weigh in on the actual names and whatnot.
Yeah, and then I know that you picked up as we welcome Michelle and Nikki, and hi guys.
We're waiting on Melissa. Yep, we're waiting on Melissa, who's going to join us as well.
So, and also you picked out a number of clips, right, Pete? You put.
We have a number of clips, and we're going to look through some of the stuff that that Shannon did as Brenda, some of our favorite scenes, which should be really great to do. Let me ask Michelle first. You had a chance to meet Shannon Doherty. Was it at the 90s Con?
Yes, I met her at 90s Con in March.
What was that experience like?
It was great. It was very hectic. I think everybody there wanted to meet Shannon, and her lines were like so long throughout the whole day. She skipped lunch. She didn't take breaks. She just wanted to make sure she met everybody. And I actually waited online like 2.5 hours to meet her. That's how long her line was. But I noticed how much time she took with each person and how nice she was with them. And then when I met her, she was very nice with me, took a selfie, signed an autograph. We spoke a little bit. I said it was my anniversary. She wished me happy anniversary. She signed an autograph that I had, a Luke autograph, and she was touched by. I didn't never met Luke, but my husband bought me an autograph, Luke Perry photo. And she signed it because it was a picture of the two of them. And she was just very sweet. And like I said, she gave so much time to everybody.
That's good to hear. Now, Nikki, for you, this was a huge deal to meet Shannon. You flew all the way to Florida for this, right? Nikki?
She was there and then she wasn't. Yes, that's the story.
We're still
she was there. I saw her there.
I did. There she is.
Again. You're on.
Hey, Nikki.
I know. I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. What were you asking now? My freaking.
Oh, I just said you flew all the way. It's okay. You flew all the way from here to Florida to meet her, to meet Shannon. What was it like for you?
Oh my God. It was emotional. Wanted to go to Tampa for all of them, but the main reason was for her because evidently I didn't get to meet Luke. So I waited 3 hours. I've never cried when I met anyone like celebrity, and like the minute I got up there, like I just started crying. Only because like everything that I went through with my dad, he had cancer and I lost him. And like when he was sick, like all of her posts and stuff, I was like, wow, if she could be this strong and courageous, why can't I be that for my dad? And like I didn't want to cry. Like I was like, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna. And then I just get up there and I just say hi, and then she started crying, and then I felt bad because she was crying, but she's like, I cry all the time, but I still felt. But it just like it was like everything. Like she was like that made my whole weekend. That made the whole trip. That was just like everything. Because I mean, I don't know. It was just
It's really nice to. It's really nice to hear that. That's
So when you stood in line for 3 hours, how many people were ahead of you?
Well, because she had to keep leaving for like photo ops and stuff, so that's why the line would just like stand still.
I see. Yeah.
Well, was there anybody selling donuts on the line? Or anything?
No,
any beverages?
Larry.
I'm just thinking like backdoor donuts in the vineyard. Like,
that's right. And I
when
told
you're waiting
you,
in
Larry.
line, it's a community. You can meet people. It's a network.
No, everyone was just basically talking like in line.
I mean, it's not a terrible. It's like waiting in line in Pink's. When you wait.
But I'm just saying we should have gone down there and been the donut concession.
Well, that would be good.
Yeah.
It was literally 3 hours. It was Well, first I waited an hour just to get in her line.
Oh, the pre-line.
That's where you make the killing with the donuts in that first hour.
VIP was an hour before. Like it was only VIP the hour before. So like I waited near there just to get in line.
Yeah, that extra $15 is going to get you that. Well,
I mean, Shannon, she's just really opened herself up. It's just wonderful to hear.
Great.
And her lines were so long.
And I think the fans defined her in a certain way. So it's just good that she's embraced it because she's
I want to say,
she should take the victory lap.
So I had it. That's right, and she kind of took one in my point of view when the guys did the reboot and tried to have the satire and put that all together. Shannon interpretation of the Brenda of that show was aces, was so perfect in every single way that it elevated the show. There were other subplots, other things. Well, what are they doing here? But she was just, again, superb in how she portrayed. Do you remember it? Do any of you guys remember her?
Yes, I think she was amazing. That was really.
I love the reboot. I was thinking, in a way, the audience really connected her, and it's to Chuck and the early people's credit there, because she was really the ultimate underdog. She was the outsider in Beverly Hills. She had to kind of fight through the mean girls. It was easy for Brandon, but she was a girl, and then we really kind of kneecapped her by taking her guy away. Which, so everyone just either loved her, because when I joined the show, that "we hate Brenda" thing was a big deal. I mean, that was really happening. Yeah. So it had obviously divided her. I can't remember why, but it partly was because her own life, her personal life, was spinning out of control a little bit. But I think that character just resonated with people because it was the outsider in Beverly Hills. It was a brilliant character, and she played it well.
Yeah.
90210 Bronte says she arrived late to the charm panel because she was still signing autographs, but she wasn't in the 90210 panel. But she was in Florida.
I was in the panel. She was there.
Maybe it was
in Hartford, I think.
I think she did Hartford and she did Tampa. She did two of them.
Yeah, I was talking about the Tampa.
Well, I know that I've had occasion. I think we talked about it the last time I was up here with the podcast. That we've had some, conversations with CBS, and
yes,
and one of them, over the nature of the shows, and the relative to Brenda, being in there, and Brenda being the catalyst of this stuff. I'm really vamping here, everybody. You got to forgive me here because I know I brought this up for an intelligent reason, but I need to get a completion of the thought. So let me sit here with my decaf and you go on, and hopefully I'll make this to me, and then I can share this amusing little.
I think what you wanted to say was that she kind of led the reunion at these signing things because people also, the cast, really wanted to reconnect with Shannon themselves.
Yes.
It was a way for them to really, show her support.
Right.
And so I think that's in a lot of ways she was the catalyst for it.
Catherine West says Shannon's Brenda has always been perfect in every way. She is the heart of the early years too. And then the way she's cooler than everyone she used to want to be friends with in season 4 is perfect. Yes, I agree with that.
We would come to that conclusion by looking at these episodes and some of the clips we're going to see.
I'm going to just pull this first one up. This is a Brandon and Brenda right out of the pilot. I don't know. It's a minute and 40 seconds. I don't know if I have the emotional strength to see clips get shut down after everything that went down with the Instagram page. So I will just show little bits and pieces, and if drama starts to unfold, then we'll stop the clip. But here it is.
Tell me what happened.
It's a long story.
I'm not going anywhere.
Brandon, do you mind if I save it for when you're older?
What do you mean I am older? My 30 seconds, remember?
I know, it's just when you get to be our age, girls are more mature.
Well, if that's the way you want it.
Thanks. And someday I will tell you almost everything.
Forget it. I've already lost interest.
I miss Minneapolis.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. Nothing was this complicated.
I'm going to stop it right there. That was a good moment, good beat. Chuck, right from the pilot, the relationship, you always say that you wrote 5 different shows in the first version of that. This is the Walsh family. Touching moments that we saw throughout the first season with her and Brandon.
Aaron has told, I remember telling the stories of him really pushing Darren to write scenes where they were sweet to each other and not kind of cool, Pere, putting each other down, fighting, whatever, to change those scenes to ones of more bonding, the bonding part of it, Larry.
I think about Brandon Tartikoff used to call them the bunkhouse scenes. We need some more bunkhouse scenes.
You've mentioned this before, Larry. What is a bunkhouse scene for those that are
exactly that people are kind of sitting down in an unguarded moment, just kind of letting out their feelings, and they're drawn closer to each other, or they're supportive, or it's in the formula of emotion, passion, bonding, fun. This hits number 3 big time. It's bonding.
Emotion. What is it?
Emotion, passion, bonding, fun. That was the foundation of every episode.
Well, it nailed it. All of that right out of the pilot. Here is something from the hotline.
Brandon picking you up? Kelly Taylor. This takes a real commitment, Brenda. I know what it takes, Andrea. And I think I can do this just as well as anybody else. I don't forgive you. Kelly?
No, this isn't Kelly. Is there someone there I can talk to? I really need to talk to someone. Hello? Hello, I said I really need to talk to someone.
Okay, sure. You can talk to me.
I love that episode. I mean, and I always love her and Andrea's.
Yeah, Andrea, man, she big time for, again, that's why people love Brenda, because again, she was not from Beverly Hills. She had to take
also even more importantly, she was trying to have a social life, but she also had other interests. And so at this point, to have a social life in the materialism of Beverly Hills, and at the same time find yourself having to perform on a teen line, and if I remember correctly, she wasn't supposed to pick up the phone. I mean, she thought it was Kelly saying, "I'm here, right. Come outside," pre-cell phone life, and anyway, that connection, but it really does. It's a shift in this for her to have the competence. I mean, and what I remember, the last bits of dialogue is that they couldn't believe that she was able to put this together. And when asked why, it's because she's a good listener, and she became that.
Was great. Yeah, that was lovely.
Nowadays, Andrea would have sent her a text, "Do not answer the phone." Here's what Jessica Klein said when she was with us once on the podcast. We did a big debate about Brenda versus Kelly and all that. It's not necessarily about that, but this is what she said.
The other thing to remember, and this is where we break the fourth wall, and now I'm talking as a writer, Brenda was the star of the show, guys. The twins from Minnesota come to Beverly Hills, and she falls in love with the bad boy. That's how it started. She's a fish out of water, and she falls for the guy on the motorcycle who she thinks represents James Dean and the Hollywood myth in some ways. He's even bigger than that. He lives in a hotel, and his father's a rich gangster guy. This guy is as far away as she could possibly get from the Walshes of Minnesota, and he's a prize for her. And then she finds out that he's more than just that prize. He's a broken little boy, and she falls for his heart as well. That's, to me, the story.
How do you feel about that, Chuck?
It's with Jessica. You go to the room, you wind her up and say, "Talk, Jess, explain it for us."
I was thinking that too. You're the one pitching to Aaron today. Okay, go for it. She's a Harvard-educated woman. And really understood. Came out of the soap world and really understood the character.
And she was a real booster of Brenda. She loved writing for Brenda. She understood what we could get from Brenda, and we're grateful from all these scenes, as you see, just the development of the character being able to do so much. These are a couple of scenes here and there randomly,
right?
But you could have added another dozen on them, you know, if it just for starters, really, you know.
It's true. There's her meeting Dylan. Do you want to see that? You guys want to see that, or do you want to move right to the hill, Chuck?
I don't care.
Oh, I had to go to 3 different places to find it.
Must have it memorized by now.
Well, whatever gets you through the night, right? I mean, isn't that what you always say?
That's what I always say.
Hi, I didn't see you.
I saw you.
Brenda? Telephone.
Excuse me. Probably a very important political call.
We were hooked right there. You guys hooked us.
Nancy Malone was the director. She was a and I don't mean this in a pejorative way. It just really was the truth. She was like a bulldog of a director, but she was a prime spelling director. She directed Dynasty, and she directed Hotel, and she directed, you know, The Love Boats, and she did all sorts of stuff for the spelling company. And
What was her name, Chuck?
Nancy Malone.
Oh, Nancy Malone. Okay.
Yeah.
I love the shot she gets of Brenda from Dylan's point of view, looking up at her.
I don't know if a guy could get away with that.
No, that would be objectifying women or whatever. Yeah, no, probably not. It was it's in a time capsule.
Obviously, there is the infamous scene in the middle of this after they go see Dylan's father. I'm going to skip that one. We've seen that one a whole bunch of times. And here's a conversation at the end of that episode.
Much.
Brenda, I love it that you think. Not a lot of people do. So, what are you saying? Do you want me to get a test?
You would do that for me?
I guess I'd be doing it for me. Are you all right?
Dylan, I need us to slow down. I'm scared.
Of what? Of me?
I'm not used to these feelings. And I want to be sure. And I'm afraid you'll say no.
I didn't say no.
You didn't?
No. I didn't.
You didn't.
Jeez.
Yeah, well, you hold up to that standard. I mean, Jesus, yeah.
My God, so good. All right, our friend Melissa is here. I see her. Melissa, hello.
Boston, right.
It's the winter in Boston. It's Christmas time. What's it like up there right now?
It's about 32. Something like that. A little,
Yeah. And are you a little under the weather? I heard a rumor.
Migraines. It's out of every.
Sorry.
Well, you know, Nikki's in LA and Melissa, and Michelle's in New York. So yeah, so we got some.
We got the coast covered, coast to coast 90210 show.
Elites. We have the coastal elites. We don't have the middle of the country, the flyover zone.
Yeah. We need Ohio somehow.
Melissa, I know this had to be such a big deal for you to meet Shannon. I mean, you look like her. You love her. You know.
You both love Dylan. You know, Dylan is in your bed. Your honeymoon.
Oh,
bed.
geez, right? Yes. Where did it happen? Was it in Hartford?
Yes.
What was it like when you saw that Shannon Doherty was going to be in Hartford? What were you thinking?
I basically had a heart attack, meltdown. She was the last of the original cast for me to meet, but most important from me. And I literally was just so nervous the whole time, shaking. My friends were laughing at me. My friends were asking, like, we need video. We need to see this happen, because they just knew I was going to be a basket case. I had my doll.
Nice.
Ah.
And if you can see closely, it's in the case, but Shannon actually signed it. So I have an autographed Brenda Laverne doll signed by Shannon.
Oh, that's cool.
So there's only 5 of these that exist that Christelle made. So myself, Darren, Christelle kept one, Karen, as you know, Chuck has hers, and Shannon.
We have one, but ours isn't signed. Gee,
Yeah.
really? Yeah.
No, she big time that, man. That's great.
And it was honestly everything I thought should be. Just not be sweeter. She put us on her stories, so which kind of just took it over the edge. But
you walked up. Well, hold on. Let me walk through this, because this is a big moment in time for you.
Your
Instagram
on story. She put
unbelievable.
Okay, I didn't know that.
You're online, and then you see Shannon Doherty standing very close to you. This is going to happen. What is going through your mind at that time?
Complete panic.
Did you? I know that when Kathleen came on, I worked over every million ways of things I was going to say first. I didn't say any of it. What were you doing? Something similar?
Oh, as soon as she was announced in January, I started writing my script in my head.
I went off book in my situation. Did you also? What did you do when you got up there?
I was shaking. I had the doll in my hand. I had it out, like, because I had it out of the case so I could take it in a bag and everything. And I don't remember exactly what I said to her. I know I got out what I wanted to say, just how much I've always admired her, and like, just from being a kid in the 80s, like all of that, I got all of that out. And then she started talking about the doll, and she took out her phone, and Christelle explained everything and gave her hers. And then
thank God you had an explainer. You needed Christelle there for backup. Yes.
And then we were going to take the picture, and she's like, "We taking a picture?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "You have to take it." My hands were shaking, just legit shaking. And the funny part is my friend snapped a couple pictures of me in line, which you're not supposed to do, but Shannon's not in them. It's just me just getting in line, knowing that it's happening. And I look like I'm ready to shit my pants. Literally, those look like, I'm holding it in my stomach. I can't breathe. I look like I'm going to shit my pants. And that's the only picture that Shannon commented on my Instagram, was where I look like I'm going to shit my pants, not where I thought.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, so what was the line like? What were the people like? Were they all kind of about your age, who kind of grew up with the show?
Were they selling donuts is what he really wants to know.
Come on, Pete. Don't rub it in. That's failed on us.
We have to make a donut, or at least make a burger deal. What was the demo? What was the demographic of the line?
Yeah, it was pretty much all our age, because like 90s Con has pretty much from every genre, like every age group of the 90s. So I was a teenager in the 90s, so like I geared more towards like 90210 and Charmed, Buffy, like those were there. But they also had in Connecticut last year, they had like Blue's Clues and like Nickelodeon people. So
gotcha,
I'm obviously too old for that.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much our age demographic, probably, somewhere 40s to early 50s, and just around that time. But her line was so long. I got to her line at 10:01. The doors opened at 10 o'clock. It was already capped. It was already completely full, that they were like, "No, you have to come back."
Whoa.
And yeah, you couldn't even get near her. So
was this under $500? Somewhere between 100
specifics. Here we go with the numbers, Chuck.
I want to understand the
buy a lot of donuts for $500.
Are we going over 500 or under?
No. So her autograph. I think the combo was like 120. So it was like an autograph.
Not so bad.
So it's not too bad.
Depends on how you look at it. Yeah.
Well,
all right. You mentioned the Laverne stuff. Here is the Laverne stuff.
Brenda?
No, Brenda couldn't make it. I'm Laverne. I'm taking a shift. Sure, I'm sure. Squirrels! Come on in. Don't be bashful. Have a seat. Oh, but first, let's get some hip parade action going. Liven up the joints. You know, G5 becomes very highly recommended.
Love your do, Laverne.
I thank you, Blondie. You know, if you play your cards right, just might let you borrow my coolest. Sir! Welcome! I'm Laverne. Charmed, I'm sure.
I don't get it. What is it, Halloween?
Don't you worry, Props. You get no trick-or-treats with this little lady. I'm strictly class act. A 100% U.S. certified hostess with the mostest. See? Here's a gentleman who appreciates fine beauty.
Here's a customer who needs an order taken.
Why, certainly. Would you like to hear today's specials?
You don't have any specials?
The special pasta today is spaghetti. It has meatballs on it with a red sauce. I think it's tomato. And the soup is vegetable with beefy beef. Very tasty with saltines. And for dessert, we have pie. We have peach pie, cherry pie, apple pie, pecan pie, lemon pie, cream pie, and honey pie. But if you want pizza pie, you gotta go across the street. Ask for Greedo. He'll take care of ya. So what will it be?
Anything you want, sweetheart.
So great. So great.
Episode too.
What's that, Melissa?
She said that was her favorite episode.
Oh,
really?
wow.
That's great to hear. Well, that was Karen. That was definitely vintage Karen.
That's great. All of a sudden, she became so glib.
Yes.
Hey, Chuck, the thing is, if you read that on paper, that scene could seem like, is that going to work? But it's Shannon that really makes that work.
Well, it's a real interesting. I mean, I know we've discussed it, but really looking at it at this juncture and her performance as Laverne, in it as much as Jason going through his Hollywood fantasy with the Lydia Leeds character.
Yes.
But, you know, we were told specifically, Larry, Dan McDermott said, okay, guys, you won the social drama award.
Right.
You know, stop with that. Because that's what they asked for. And we followed it. We had Teen Line. We had the AIDS episode. Is it romantic? We had just the Brandon in the car accident and East Side Story and all sorts of different more social dramas. Although we did have the the sleepover and the car getting that episode with the girls, but we didn't really have and that hadn't been in the can yet. So they asked for something really light and comedic, and we didn't know if we should play this as a dream or just do it. And we decided to we just wanted to do it. And at that period of time, Sandy Gruschow took over the network in the current department in the halfway through our first year. And he looked at this and said, no, you can't put this on. It's not the right tone. And he said, we're putting it on, man. We already did it. You're too late here. We're not. Wow. And that was how we started our.
Because people love Brenda. She sold it basically. She
absolutely. Committed. I mean, it was a lot of fun. And, and yet we never once did it cross to let's bring that character back. Shannon never mentioned it, and I don't think I ever thought about it, but we both had fun. So I'm really happy to hear that you really loved this episode. Yeah, great.
Also, what makes it so great is Joey Tata. Go ahead, Melissa.
Joey Tata.
Melissa, you're muted.
I don't know. Sorry. As soon as she saw the doll, she's like, that's my favorite episode, and just couldn't say enough. And then when we told her who had the doll and that Karen had one, and she was just amazed, and she was so happy that when she got hers.
Oh, I'll tell that to Karen. I wanted Karen to come on tonight. But yeah, great. Well, great.
I was gonna say Joey Tata's reactions are incredible to Shannon there. And also the featured extra that's at the table.
He was
that's not a featured extra. That's an actor.
That's an actor.
Okay, so that person
lines. That's called an actor.
Yeah, that's the guy. That
person. Featured extra is me now. I have no lines. If you have lines, you're an actor.
He was incredible. He helped sell that as well.
Bring it
Whoever
on.
that is. Let me know who that was. Go to IMDb and find out who that was. All right, here's another great clip. This is the one that I love this.
Brandon said you joined the beach club, so this is a surprise. This is great. I can't even believe that I'm here today.
Yes, what a coincidence.
Well, Kelly and Donna wanted to cheer me up. They thought they'd take me to the beach, get some sun.
Brenda, stop.
What?
I wish I could, Dad, but Kelly and I made other plans today.
Dad.
Why is it whenever I see the two of you together, he always has his hands all over you? And to think that you have been feeding us this entire misery routine. You have been lying to us, sneaking around for what? For 2 months now, haven't you? Haven't you?
Yes.
Did I raise you to be a liar? Did I?
No.
Brenda, I think you know I have always been sympathetic. But this deceit, this total disregard for everything your father and I have said.
Where's Dylan? Didn't he have the guts to come up here and face the music?
Yes, he did. I wouldn't let him.
We're going home. I said let's go.
Can I say something? Can I please say something?
No, you cannot say something. Don't say a word. I'm finished listening to what you have to say, Brenda. Do you understand me?
No, I don't understand you. I don't understand any of this.
Brenda, come back here. Brenda, come back here this minute.
You are wrong, Dad. You've been wrong for a long time. You're wrong about me and you're wrong about Dylan. But you're right about one thing. Dylan and I shouldn't be sneaking around. And I shouldn't have lied to you. And I'm not going to lie to you anymore. I'm in love with Dylan, Dad. He is an important part of my life. And I'm going to see him whenever and wherever I want.
Brenda, I'm warning you. You walk away from me right now, things will never be the same.
Whew, I love that scene.
Yeah.
Well, and it's two parts of things that she does: the vulnerability and when she got caught in talking to Jim, and then the temper and fighting back for what she believed in. Two different things that she did.
The righteous tone, she can really go that. Yeah.
Maggie says Cindy was like,
"Yeah, really?
WTF, Brendan? Now we have to leave because of your shit."
Actually, it was a sunny day. There she was. She finally got her fuddy-duddy husband at the beach club, and what happened?
Oh God, that was really good, though. I mean, I always love rewatching that. Nikki, you wanted me to show that clip. I mean, what do you love about that?
Just because I feel Jim was like a hypocrite.
Of course.
So
Double standard.
to see Brenda tell him, because if it would have been Brandon, he could be with anyone and it wouldn't have mattered because he was a man or a guy,
Yeah, absolutely.
So just to see her tell him, and I mean, hello, it was Dylan and Brenda.
Yeah, it's that was the first in a way, a kid calling his parents out, on TV. I don't know if there's been you had seen that before. That's pretty cool, Chuck.
I mean, but what is the 10-year? I was 10 years old.
Yeah,
what did I know?
I'm not. Yeah, that's pretty. Again, Fox was an edgy network. They probably, they wanted it. They got it.
Well, it was the line. It was the sneaking around. I guess.
Yes.
What was the point of the anger? But they were also they were not going to be welcoming on this. They were, it was worked out, and I allowed me to write the twins, the trustee, and the very big trip to get out of the whole social drama that we found ourselves in.
Then there's a whole thing with her in Divas. I want to show a few different things from that era, because there's some good stuff here. There is first her performance for Roy Randolph.
I'm not trying to whitewash my behavior. I'm no good. I don't know why people try and pretend to be good. Nobody is good. But I'm honest. Give me credit for that, will you please? Born poor, raised poor.
She's got the fire, Eddie, and the desperation.
She's all right.
You know, sometimes I think you agreed to this gig just so you could get close to all these 18-year-old actresses.
Skipper is dead. I'm alive. Maggie the cat is alive. I'm alive.
Great stuff. She comes to life. And by the way, Eddie is just incredible.
Eddie. Oh gosh, God bless him. Hopefully he's still above ground.
I think he is. Someone asked if Claire and Brenda ever interacted. There is one moment. Here it is.
Brandon, let me go.
I know what's going through your head right now. Don't do this to yourself.
Brandon, this was my one chance to turn my life around, and I blew it. Only an idiot would choose me over any of the others.
Well, maybe Randolph will give you a second chance, huh?
You're right.
Well, it's been a rough 24 hours for the Walsh kids, huh? You know, I really want to thank you, two, for your help out here. Thank you very much, really. Come on, this was definitely a brother and sister moment.
Brandon, I wouldn't have known what to say. Brandon.
Oh, man.
Hi, guys. Was that your sister? She seemed kind of tormented.
Yeah.
Great line.
That's the only moment they passed together.
But whoever wrote it,
Brandon's line was, "It runs in the family." Yeah, you know.
yeah. But her line, she seems tormented. Who wrote that? You deserve props. I also love. I added this that Brenda will fight and stand up for herself amongst her friends too if she feels she's being wronged. And here is her coming at Kelly in regards to the whole everything going on with divas.
Hi, come on in. We were just talking about you. Congratulations. You got a call back.
Yeah, I saw your name up there, too. What a surprise.
Hi, Brent.
Hi. We all last week when I was helping you find the nerve to audition, remember? You told me you were going out for the part of May.
I was, but then where Randolph asked me to read for Maggie.
And I suppose he asked you out for coffee after the audition, too.
Yeah, he did. And everybody else who was still stuck there.
Well, if where Randolph forced you into it, why didn't you tell me?
Honestly, I was afraid of how you would react.
Stab me in the back, I bleed.
You guys, could you keep it down? You're scaring the puppy. What do you expect me to do, Brenda? Drop out? Make more room for you?
Kelly, it's not your part.
What makes you think you own it?
Why don't you get a life of your own and stop trying to steal mine?
I've got a life of my own.
Yeah, I know all about it.
God, I love that scene.
Yeah, that's good to put about there.
It wasn't, and of course, looking at the rewriting, you would go, "You get a life of your own," and you know, the life that comes right to us. I already did. You know, that was not where we were going to take that argument.
Good stuff. What do you guys think of that, Melissa?
I love that whole storyline. I think it was obviously didn't want to see Shannon leave, but I think for her to go off that way, it was the right thing to do. It was that's what you.
Not everyone goes through college, you know. It was real in that sense.
An actress right from the beginning, and having that moment on stage and kicking ass and doing that was the right way to send her off. I just wish, obviously she didn't leave, but I
wish she would have come back.
Yes.
We miss you if you don't go away.
Very true.
Okay, real quick, I want to show this and then we'll stop with the clips because everyone's saying YouTube is freaking out. We just have to submit a thing and they usually allow us to be fine with clips. Here is something where I loved this because I love Shannon. She doesn't say any dialogue, but you can read everything that her character's thinking in the moment. I mean, she doesn't have to say a word, and you know exactly what her character's feeling about Brandon's success in with the White House, and what is she doing? Where is she going with all of this? I just love that stuff. So I'm going to skip showing more scenes because I feel like we've seen quite a bit. Michelle, is there any other things that we didn't show that you think deserved a view?
Well, I think Shannon did great work in meeting Mr. Pony when she gets held up. and the trauma, the PTSD she has after that, after being held up. I thought her acting was really, really good in that episode. But I do have to say, I think my favorite storyline with her is the Divas, the whole thing with the play, how driven her character was. And I do have to say, I do love the last scene. We have a Sea of Shannon when she goes to Luke and says, give me something to come back to. That's one of my favorite scenes with Shannon as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would have shown that one as well, and we've shown that one here on the podcast. Larry, on that note about that scene, there is this tape in question where, for the Brenda and Dylan fans, Larry has said in a previous episode of our podcast, now he said it twice, I think, in different episodes, that when Michael Lang yelled cut, that Brenda and Dylan, or Shannon and Luke, kept on kissing. Do you stand by this? It is true.
Well, Michael Lang confirmed it. We had Michael Lang on for something or other, and I asked him the question then. He said, yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He
so,
did.
I mean, I will someday find that thing when I move and all the storage gets moved. It exists.
I believe you.
I'm going to let my dog in 1 second.
You do know that there's an audience that says that you are making this up, that this is not true. They don't believe you, Larry.
What would be bad about that?
Why would he make it up?
Why would I make it? I have no dog in this hunt, so to speak. There's nothing. That's what happened. That was one of the things that impressed me about the kids. How much fire they had. They didn't seemingly get along that well, but they really liked playing the characters, and ultimately they really felt a deep bond for each other. And and they kept it really. Shannon was a child actress. I remember someone once told me, and I don't know if this was true, if it was Jessica, Steve told me the story, but they said, a couple of people have told them that, they've had deep conversations with Shannon. And when they asked her where she was from, she gave a different answer to every person. And in a way, she was kind of almost didn't have a normal upbringing. She was whoever the script said she was. I mean, so I think she's had a chance, to live a life and kind of become herself, and that's why she's so touching.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Larry. That's what I was saying early when we started on the podcast here, with her connection to Brian and Ian. They did the show together. This is where their childhood was and young adulthood was played out in the warehouse district of Van Nuys, and
it's true though. Yes,
Albert Street, So, I really see that. That's exactly right. They were pros, and they were waiting to have, So when television came at them, they knew not only what to do, but kind of banded together as a fortification.
Yes,
and so great that all these years later, that Shannon really does seem like just emotionally connected person, and happy she's connected with those guys.
Larry, go ahead. No, go ahead, Melissa.
I don't know if you guys brought it up, but it was kind of everywhere on social media after the Tampa 90s con. But the standing ovation.
Tell me about it. Did you go there as well, or you did not? You went to Tampa as well. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
And I just saw her in Rhode Island last month too.
Oh, you're becoming fast friends. You'll be hanging out soon in Italy together.
What was there? Another one in Providence, or just a one for random stars?
But it was Rhode Island Comic-Con in Providence.
Oh.
And so at that event, there was a standing ovation for Shannon.
In Tampa, yes. And I started that standing ovation.
There you go.
All right.
So,
amazing.
When the moderator said about her being there, and then everybody started cheering. If you watch the clip and you hear that loud random woo from the other side of the and then right after that, the rest of the audience started going, and then I just stood up, and my friend next to me stood up as well, and then it just got everybody going. So obviously that clip ended up everywhere. But
yes.
I saw her in Rhode Island in November, so it was like 6 weeks later, whatever it was. I got to tell her that I started that standing ovation, and she started crying. And she just gave me a hug, and she thanked me. She said, you have no idea how much that meant to me. in that time to know I still have all the love and support from everybody. And we just both were like crying at the table. And she said, "That's it. I'm just you're now gonna be known as the girl who makes me cry."
You're like you'll be a shill at all the shows. That's great.
Yeah.
But she was really touched, and just, obviously she's done so much, but being in March, she wasn't there with the 90210. She was there for Charmed, like with the most of the cast of Charmed. So she only sprinkled a few things in that she could in March because she was just so overbooked. And
I have a question of the panel. Why does Tiffany not get involved in these 90210 things? What is your opinion? What is your theory?
No.
Michelle, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, from stuff I've read, I think she had falling out with Jenny Goth and Tori Spelling. So maybe, I don't know, it brings up bad memories, and maybe that's why she doesn't like to talk about it.
But they can't ever get back. I mean, what do you think, Melissa?
they were just at an event together.
Right, I saw that. The two of them, Jenny and Tiffany, posted a picture at Bethany.
Franklin's.
Yeah, some party she had, and they were.
Well,
I mean, they were both on
together. There may be a chance that there could something could change.
I mean, were they together in the picture or separate pictures?
They were in the same picture, but I believe they were at the different ends of the.
One of them like close.
Yeah, but they were breathing the same air.
They were breathing the same air.
That's
true.
Start, you know,
Nikki, do you have a theory on this? Do you have a theory on this?
Well,
Michelle, do you ever meet her or Tiffany and ask her the question? I guess that's what I should have said.
Yeah,
have you met Tiffany? Have you asked her why she doesn't care about 90210?
I've never met her.
Okay. What about you,
All
Melissa?
right.
She's really into her cookbooks. So
you met her, Melissa, or no?
Wait, before you, Pete, Larry, everyone else. I remembered what I was going to say. It would come back to me. Of course it would.
Yes. What is it?
It was. I've been talking to these guys from CBS, and the one thing that I can confirm is that the two shows that have a lot of vitality when it comes to the corporate interests of CBS spelling Paramount Plus, the two of them are 90210 and Charmed.
Yeah.
That's Charmed is the other one. You know, they clearly.
Shannon.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. Larry, also, I just wanted to confirm that Amaya Baker gave you the hot tag, you know that wrestling term, the hot tag, when they tag you in?
Yeah.
Luke said in 2003 that they would sometimes kiss past cut. Larry isn't lying. Luke just never confirmed who it was.
Thank you. Who was that who wrote that?
Amaya Baker wrote that. So, and then she also
great.
adds a little editorial. It's not unbelievable because the cast themselves on tape said that would happen. So she's furthermore added to the story there.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, they were young and adorable. That was going to happen.
And
Mary B says that she met Tiffany recently and she was so nice. But did you ask her why she won't talk about 90210? That's what we need you to do, Mary B. Not just go and say how nice she is. You need to be like, you need to go right up to her and say, why are you not talking about 90210 and why are you not talking to Jenny Garth? That's what you need to do.
Or especially for me, because I worked her through in the first year. So whatever problem she had after I left and couldn't protect her anymore, don't take that out against me. I was your buddy
we
when
the
you
shit out of her character. She, when I left, she was.
Oh yeah, but you didn't cook. You gotta, guard the left flank too. There's obviously
I think something happened after 90210 because her
that could be too. That could very well be.
Yes.
Anyway, I have my theory, but I'm not going to just trash.
Oh, well, just drop it, Larry. Go for it.
No, I
don't
just
do it, Larry. Don't do it.
I'm not doing it.
Don't do it.
I'm not thinking.
Okay.
I'm not thinking.
I'm curious what it is. You'll have to tell me off this.
No.
Maya, again, another hot tag here. Jenny and Tiffany had a major falling out in 2005. It wasn't because of the show. She was in Jenny's wedding. So now we're
2005. Was that the CW years? Was that when the CW had their 90210 and Jenny was in that? Maybe it was. Was Tiffany in that CW reboot?
No, that was 2008. Was that reboot?
That was later. Okay. So,
yeah, I actually.
2005. Was that Fastlane or that was earlier. Fastlane was earlier. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that somebody out there knows what's up, so they should just tell us what happened. Anyway, listen, I want to just say I'm really excited for her podcast. Shannon's finally going to start talking about things from her life, and she posted 3 clips today on the what is the page, guys? Let me be clear. Let's be clear at Let's Be Clear.
Let's Be Clear Pod is the
Okay. Let's Be Clear Pod, and each one of the clips are very interesting. In one clip, she opened up about her recent divorce.
It's very. I listened first thing this morning, and it's very emotional. And just even for the first episode, she just lays it all out there. So it's going to be good.
Wow. Is it video also, or just audio?
Just audio. She had some video clips that she posted, but I think it's mostly audio.
Then there's another clip where she talked about how other people have been talking about her acting career for a long time, and she hasn't had a chance to take responsibility for some of the choices and decisions that she's made, and she wants to clear some of that up, as from what I understand.
Oh, okay.
She's letting it all out. So it's
okay. Be sure to call me on that.
and then I forget what the third clip was, but it was about cancer, right? Yeah.
Out her will.
What's that, Michelle?
About making out her will.
Yeah.
Just the stages that she's gone through in life with her cancer. She's going to have doctors on and her oncologist.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be really about that. Yeah.
Her whole journey of everything. So
who did she leave her in the will? Who is she leaving her estate to?
She didn't go into details, but she said that's coming. Details would be coming.
Does she have family, or I don't know much about
her mother?
Her mother.
She has a lot of nieces and nephews. Said she has 7 nieces and nephews.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Thaddy has a theory. Wasn't Tiffany the one who introduced Jenny's ex-husband, vice versa?
No, I think that was Tori's.
You talking about Peter Facinelli? Is that who we're talking about?
I think she was already with him for a while.
We should do an episode, like a true crime episode, figuring out.
Yeah, you forgot my number on that one, please.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, I think Shannon Doherty is an incredible actor. She brought so much legitimacy to the show, so much authenticity, and a beautiful heart and soul to the character of Brenda. It's the scenes that she has with the other actors that we remember the most, because she was always delivering no matter what was going on in her personal life. When she was on 90210 as an audience member, she delivered. And both of you, you and Larry, have said that you can always give her something and you knew it was going to be great. And Jessica has said that as well. And pretty much everybody has said that. So it's time to celebrate Shannon Doherty. She's been through quite a bit over the last few years, and I'm happy for her podcast. I want it to be successful. I want her to have continued success, and I just want her to have whatever she wants to have at the stage of her life. So much love to Shannon Doherty. I hope one day she'll join us here, and I hope we all get to meet her again somewhere at some other convention down the line. So
let us know when the next one is, if you get an early advance warning of this.
I will post it, because
it just can't be in a terrible place like Florida.
Yeah, that's my thinking. That's my thinking right there. That's fair.
I mean, some parts of Florida, but
stay out of Florida, please. Yeah.
I got her 3 times this year, so it's due to happen again.
You can get normal states like Connecticut and Rhode Island. That'd be fine.
What's wrong with California and Los Angeles?
I mean, there is that does exist out here. Hang on, Amaya's got another. Tiffany was at the birth of Jenny's first child when Peter wasn't there. She talks about this on Howard Stern and kind of alludes to a reason why they started to fall out. I wish I had some like
what I'm thinking.
Well, she wasn't a doula. She didn't know what to do.
I had some detective music. Anyway, okay, guys, this has been a great episode. I don't know what we're covering next week. I'm sure we'll try to cover something, and we'll see what that is. And so, thank you guys for all being here. Any last thoughts, Chuck, on Shannon's?
Because it starts tomorrow night. Happy Hanukkah.
My only thought is that we didn't get to see something from Little Fish, which was a really episode dedicated to them post Triangle. Probably the first one we really
he chickened out.
But there was some good stuff between them in that episode because they really had a chance.
Well, maybe we'll put speak to it next week, Larry, because Pete just chickened out. I mean,
I chickened out.
It's all right. It's all right. But Little Fish had some, an edge. Was strong for them.
What everybody should do is go to Pluto tonight and watch Little Fish, and get that to be the next one on your next when you get the next information sheet about what episodes are doing well. If we all go watch Little Fish, we can move Little Fish to the top, and everybody will be happy.
Everyone's happy,
especially Larry.
Keep streaming.
The scene
you want to keep watching that gentle art of listening. You just keep watching that wonderful episode.
Keep streaming, kids.
All right, thank you. My grandchildren, thank you. Just keep watching that one, too.
And here's to Norman Lear for a great life. Norman Lear, little victory lap for Norman Lear.
No question about that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The best of the business, the best human of the business.
Changed.
Anyway.
Yeah, changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely did.
We'll leave it on this note. Wish Upon a Dream says, just another good Larry point. I love the Brenda Dillon scenes in Little Fish. So there you have it. So
all right.
Thank you all for watching. See you all next week.
Bye. Good to see you, kids. Happy